There we go. What's up, fam? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Big G. What's up with you?
What's up with you, baby? You doing all right?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna pop up on my screen or something. I had put it.
Okay. Yeah, I ain't think to tell you to go ahead and blink in. So again, bro, I just want to introduce you to the peeps and let you introduce yourself to the peeps. Like I said, I got quite a few, a decent amount of following on YouTube, so we posting it there. Peace and love, fam. This is my man Belvin, and he specializes in a lot of natural things. I'm gonna allow him to explain a few things for you. We've been friends since basically the beginning of high school, we would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First high school party I went to was with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll get you guys.
Yeah, but my name is Belvin. You ready?
I'm ready for you.
Okay, my name is Belvin Jessup. I'm the owner of hypnoworkz. I'm a certified hypnotherapist for 5 years. I'm also a Reiki master, 3rd degree Reiki master. I teach and I'm a practitioner of Reiki. Reiki deals with healing hands and aligning your chakras. And another discipline that I use as well that's very effective is called Neuro linguistic programming, which deals with the mind. Is also, I consider it like a cousin of hypnosis, where it deals with helping you out with trauma, helps you out with goals, using anchoring techniques, using different techniques that are explained in hypnotherapy and neuro-linguistic programming. They're very similar, but with neuro-linguistic programming, you don't go under per se, you don't go in a trance-like state, but it's very effective in changing the way you think, you feel, and behave, especially in these troubling times. A lot of people have problems coping with anxiety, depression. So these are things that dealing with relaxing yourself, meditation, guided meditation. Some people are scared of the word hypnosis, but hypnosis is not a word to be scared of. You go into states of trance throughout your day. So it's basically about healing. It's basically about helping the person, because everything starts on a mental level before it becomes physical. Even anxiety that people are experiencing during this time of the coronavirus and the pandemic, that can cause physical ailments inside of your body. Just the stress from just having stressful things on your mind. People don't realize that that's the origin and the foundation for a lot of illnesses. So, those are the things that I do specialize in. So
let me ask you a few questions. So,
okay.
brother, why do you think so many? And first of all, brother, before you started doing these, being a practitioner of these natural healing methods, what was your profession before you actually got into this? Did you have a background in mental health?
Yes, sir. I worked in mental health, started doing mental health, I say 1999. I started working in mental health in the Philadelphia school district, the Philadelphia school systems. I used to do what we call as therapeutic support staff, where I would sit with a child all day, redirect them, give them interventions, coping skills, anger management skills, breathing techniques. So a lot of the things that I've learned from my mental health background helped me with my natural holistic healing methods that I use today. I started doing in '99, working with children. Like I said, in the Philadelphia area, I lived up there for 7 years. When I moved back to North Carolina around 2005, I started working with adults, the homeless population. My last job, I was a substance abuse counselor. I also used to work at the Greensboro Housing Authority, where I was a case manager for the supportive housing program and the family self-sufficiency program, where we help people get into homes and fight homelessness. But it's all dealing with mental health, because a lot of reasons why people make the decisions or find themselves in the situations that they are is some of the mental health issues that, can actually come from not only your childhood, but you can inherit some of those issues. And that's something that people don't look into, is how these things can be transferred genetically. Sometimes if you have a mental mentally challenged person in your family, and everything is not what it seems. As far as, you know, people don't like the word mental health or mental challenge, but we all deal with anxiety, we all deal with depression, we all deal with different forms of things that are listed in what they call the DSM. I think it's now DSM 5 or 6, and that's the book that psychologists use to basically analyze and assess certain behaviors and give it a name so they can treat it.
Yeah, cool. So it's fair to say that you've been in this and rolling in this for better than 21 years so forth, being really moving through it and evolving with what it is that you've learned over the years. I have another question for you, my brother. So why would you think that individuals are so skeptical about the methods that you just mentioned, as far as the hypnosis, the neuro linguistic programming, and the Reiki? Why are individuals so drawn back and skeptical when they hear these terms, when it's not something that is familiar to them?
Right. Well, I think a lot of that deals with the media. The media has put a bad misconception on what hypnosis is. Most people think you're gonna wave a wand and you're gonna wave a stopwatch and, you know, stuff you saw on TV. They think it's mind control. They think they have, they don't have the ability to wake up from the session. They think all these negative things, and most of those things have been put into our minds from the media, from television, through movies. So most people don't know some of the most successful businessmen, advertisers, marketers have used these techniques, NLP, hypnosis, for hundreds of years. You know, ever since the 1700s, hypnosis was a big thing in Europe, with certain individuals like Mr. Mesmer, James Brand, who they say is the author and founder of hypnosis, and other people. But it all goes back to Africa and Imhotep, which is the father of medicine and the father of a lot of the things that we deal with today in regards to medicine and surgery and things of that nature. He was a practitioner of hypnosis because they didn't have the medicines to put people in sedative states before they cut them open and did certain surgeries on them. So they would put persons in a trance, because one of the aspects of hypnosis is pain management. I can also help people with certain pains in their back, certain pains in their leg, all over their body, just by relaxing and learning how to relax yourself and putting yourself in a trance-like state. I prefer this form of therapy versus giving someone prescription drugs to help them with their problems, because a lot of times prescription drugs can lead to addictions. Like I said, I was a substance abuse counselor right before I started this business. So a lot of misconceptions been fed to us, but at the same time, a lot of the things that are used in hypnotherapy and NLP and Reiki, used by famous people, famous businessmen that people look up to, that they don't even tell you that they've gone through these types of trainings. And a lot of things just in the Afro-American community, but in most communities, a lot of people have a stigma with mental health, with psychiatry. They think, you know, sitting on the couch and telling somebody your problems mean that you have a problem. But living in this world is very stressful, and we all have a way of reacting to it. And most of the times, unfortunately, it's a negative reaction.
Cool. Also, I heard you speak a little bit on genetics. Will you touch on just briefly epigenetics and how that could be or transgenerational type of passing on of genetics? And it's not just the physical that is passed on, but emotional and mental propensities that can be passed on to the seed of us and who we the seed of, like our parents, their behaviors and things of that nature, and their grandparents, how that can be manifested in generations, 2 or 3 generations removed from each other. Could you speak on that?
Right.
Briefly, bro?
One of the things that, you know, a term that people say a lot is knowledge of self. And what people don't realize is knowledge of self starts off with you and starts off with your family. So knowledge of self, we are all just continuation of our parents. And what epigenetics teaches us is that if, let's say you might not have, you had a grandmother or grandfather or someone that you've never even met that was before your time. And of course, your mother, your father comes from, you know, people before them, their grandfather, their grandmother. the grandmother and the grandfather maybe went through some type of trauma, maybe went through some type of event that happened in their life that stayed in their subconscious mind. And that event, if it's not healed from, can transfer. That's what they call a generational curse. It can transfer to the child without the child even knowing it. So you can have a trauma that's inside of you that could be something that happened to an ancestor, and it can still affect you and you not even know where it comes from, because we're all just continuations of our parents. So when you study in epigenetics, and I've studied that, you look up a doctor that I look up online in regards to that. His name is Bruce Lipton. Dr. Bruce Lipton, he did a lot of research. I think Dr. Joe, man, you was talking about Dr. Joe one time, Monte. Both of those people have done a lot of research on epigenetics and how things can be transferred. That's why it's important for you to stop the cycle, to heal yourself now, once you realize that you have certain issues, because just like in psychology, all of our issues come from what? Our childhood. And not only from our childhood, it comes from people that we don't even know, family members that might have went through some type of a horrific type of trauma, horrific type of circumstances that they never healed from, and it's transferred over to you. In order to stop that cycle, you have to get some form of therapy, some type of assistance to help you with that, because it's very hard sometimes to get over those issues by yourself.
Wow, yeah, that's deep, man. Yeah, we had that long talk, or we had the back and forth a little bit about Joe Dispenza. I got plenty of his books, and Dr. Bruce Lipton. Those guys, they have done great jobs of really putting out information, and it's thorough. So I really read up on that stuff, and it really started to make sense as I tried to deal with why I was the way I was with certain things that I hadn't been able to conquer. And then that really started to help me look back and really start to try to understand my parents, if they're still alive. If you can get in, talk to your parents, ask them how they was feeling, what they was doing at the time, or what they've been through, especially before you was birthed, because really that plays a big role. Another thing I want to ask you, brother, and I ain't gonna keep you too much longer, but also I want you to make sure you leave your information for the family, all right? So I wanted to ask you about thoughts and the chemical relationships that thoughts and chemicals, how they are connected. You know what I mean? How your thoughts actually become chemicals for the body, and how to try to work around that. As far as chemicals that are good versus the ones that are bad.
Right. Well, that's a very good question, because your thoughts have a chemical reaction, like you said, in your body. When you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling angry, when you're feeling any form of negative emotions, will have a chemical effect in the body. A lot of times when people talk about food, they talk about alkaline diet, which is Monte Reed is a great teacher in regards to alkaline and acid in your body. As far as the foods that you eat, as far as the foods that you intake, they will give you, meat to give you acid in, more of an acidic bloodstream, which is a chemical reaction that will happen in your body based upon the foods you eat. That's why they call it the Food and Drug Administration, because foods are a drug as well when they go into your system. And, alkaline is what you want your body to be. I think, what is it, Monte, 7.5, 8.0, something like that?
Actually, alkaline is actually between, you basically want the body in between 7.2 and 7.5, and alkaline is a little bit above that. But on a regular basis, you want to stay in there. And if you go above 7.5, you're now into alkalinity. And like I said, the stomach, for those who still consume meat, they want that to be acid. So you still want, if you consume meat, you have to have the acid in order to, if you're not, then the body doesn't really need a ton of acid to be able to do anything. So that's why I get that from the great Dr. Sebi. He was amazing, still is amazing.
Yeah, and just to finish what I was saying, so good thoughts, things like meditation and mindfulness, they bring a state of alkalinity to your body. When you're thinking good, when you're joyful, when you're loving, all those positive emotions can alkaline your body, just like certain foods that you're eating. So it's very important, especially in this rough time that we're going through, to stay positive. Positive energy always creates elevation, that's peace, and peace is the absence of confusion. So a lot of times we're feeling confused, we're watching news, one thing they say one thing one day, another thing another day. you know, it's making you go up and down as far as anxiety level. People are ready to go back to work. Some people are not used to sitting at home, and it's driving them crazy. So you have to, if you have a lot of time on yourselves that you can just take moments to yourself and just meditate. Learn how to meditate and just focus on your breathing, light candles, play relaxing music. All these things can help alkaline your body and turn those chemicals into positive chemicals that it will not hurt or damage you in the long run.
Oh, cool. That's beautiful, man. So I ain't gonna keep you much longer, Bev. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna leave a link to your stuff. I'm in my comment section as well. But if you can, just tell them where they can find you at, as far as on the YouTube, and as well as your email address, etc. And then I'll reprint it down in my comment section for those who see the video later on. All right. So,
okay, my website is www.hypnoworkz.org. That's hypnoworkz with an S. My email address is hypnoworkz@gmail.com. The email is with a Z, and the website is with an S. I couldn't get those domains correct, but anyway, that's another story. On YouTube, I'm hypnoworkz.org. I have a lot of videos discussing different topics on my Hypnoworkz YouTube page. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also on Instagram, Belvin Jessup on Instagram.
So what I'm gonna get you,
LinkedIn.
What I'm gonna get you to do, Belvin, is send me a list of everything that you just talked about, and that way I can link all that stuff down in my comment section, because the family they want to hear that food for knowledge, man, and real stuff, not stuff that can't be actualized. So that's what I'm about. I'm about putting things to work. Like we had that conversation a little bit in the chat in one of the Facebooks. If you can't make it work for you, and it accomplishes the goals that you need to accomplish, then what good is having the knowledge? You know what I mean? That's like the question. Like it's only good if you can actualize it and apply it and make it work towards a beneficial state. And I think, and I know what it is that you're doing is actual, and you give people the things that they need to actually be able to put these things to work and work for them, instead of just having the knowledge of it. And that's a beautiful thing, brother. So send me that information. I got another client I got to pull up in a few, and we'll link up again, all right?
Yeah, anytime. 30 minutes ain't long, anytime.
Yeah, definitely. We'll make it happen, bro. Peace, love.
Okay.
And that stuff, all right? Peace.
All right, peace.